Welcome back. Grab a drink. Ace is here. As you know, I packed the car, my family and some cameras, and I headed out for a road trip. We left Brisbane and a few short hours later, we were in our most beautiful first stop, Port Macquarie. When I started mucking around with cameras, it was photographers like Thomas Heaton and Gavin Hardcastle that taught me a stack about gear and compositions and really enjoying the process. I'm reading from a script, so if I'm looking down, I do apologise. It taught me how to enjoy the highs and the lows and the bangers and the disappointments, but the thing I learned most through the whole process was it takes a lot of energy and time and thought to get one single photo that you like. In this video, and right now we're time-lapsing from Brisbane down to Port Macquarie, to a little place called Tacking Point. Why? Because there's a lighthouse there. A lighthouse I saw many years ago, even before my Canon 40D days, I think it was. Well, I made it back. Easter in Australia is autumn, which some strange people call fall. And autumn actually means the most scrumptious sunsets. So we've got a windswept coast, goosebump-worthy sunset, a very photographable lighthouse and some camera gear that will hopefully do the job. You notice that the shoot will change, and that's because I was here at sunset and I was here the next day for sunrise. I woke up early and I'm so pleased that I did, but more about that later. Many of you will know that I'm not a technical photographer. I try and limit the editing of my photos as much as possible, and I try and use the most simplest setup as possible. But I wanted to mix it up. I wanted to mix it up with the gear I've been using, with my approach, and I wanted to take much more technical shots, not just photographs, but video. I wanted to slow down shutter speeds, I wanted to get better colours, I wanted to edit not just the photo but the videos, and I wanted to get a much more cinematic effect. I don't know how I'm going with the cinematic videos yet, but I think the photos, I'm really proud of what's happening. On this particular outing, I brought my Fujifilm X-T3 that I'm filming on now, the TT Artisans 17mm f1.4 and the Fuji 35 f2. I met a fantastic photographer from Canberra. His name is Jeremy, and he's got some absolutely stunning captures. My X-T3 was giving me some attitude. It wasn't accepting the TT Artisans lens, so Jeremy came around and slapped the attitude out of the X-T3 and got it working. He's shooting on the X Pro 1, I think it was. He's a Fuji guy. You can know him and love him and trust him. I just want to paint a picture in your mind, just in case my pictures don't do it justice. The big blue of the Pacific Ocean, which is possibly my first love, growls around the headland. Whitewash fills the cove in a gurgling, surging cycle of movement. Waves wrap around the headland, their origin somewhere in the big blue, which is just a big, massive, undulating mass. We were perched on the headland, an oasis of dreamy green. Grass melts down through the mound, their tough little roots twisting around the rocks. The 100-year-old lighthouse is painted white, and is a beacon for tankers and mankind alike, drawing, warning, pointing. That afternoon sun paints the atmosphere in gold. Spray from the sea forms a halo around this green, rocky outcrop. Could there be a better place and way to start a holiday? Back to photography. I've got this beaten up tripod that I've been using. The other bit of technical equipment that I would have loved to have is an ND filter. Let's chat about this TT Artisans 17mm f1.4. I misfocused the stack of times. It's a manually focusing lens, which is my fault. I wanted to bring this because I wanted some really big landscape shots, and when I head up to the Southern Highlands later, I really want to get some astro shots, which I tried, and you'll see the results later. I've got a question for you all. I've been asking some trusted friends about it, but zoom lenses, especially telephoto lenses for landscape. I've got this irrational fear of zoom lenses. I don't know where it comes from. I know it's irrational, it's kind of racist against those lenses. But I've just been thinking I should take some with me. I've got one, the kit lens, the 55 to 220, I think it is. But let me know. I think that extra compression might be good. Sunrise was just stunning at taking point. The golds and the purples and oranges. How can I put it into words? Like, gosh. As I write this, I close my eyes and I'm back there. I'm back with the ocean breeze whistling in my ear, the growl of the ocean, the shh of the grasses in the wind, the warmth of the rising or setting sun on my face, and that's the last warmth I'll be getting for a while, because we head south after this to much colder and crisper climates. Looking back at the photos and the video, especially how I've edited them, they fit the feelings that I had in my mind's eye when I was there. It's that totality of the atmosphere and that existence. I know that doesn't make sense, but that totality of the existence being there, like that moment was just there, just for me, just satiated my yearnings for what I needed at that point in time. I don't know if you can feel it. Well, shortly after sunrise, I headed back to the apartment to feed my brood, who were now awake, make a much needed coffee and pack the car. And after that, we'll be headed south, skirted around Sydney, then down through the coast on the famous Seacliff Bridge, through Wollongong, which is the town of my birth, then inland to Robertson and the Southern Highlands. Port Macquarie, this beautiful headland, it will forever be etched into my head and my heart. The two places any such place needs to be etched. Thank you for joining me, legends. I hope you join me as this continues. Love God, love others, and take time to listen. Yum.